cut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports,
OMAHA. First in the building. What's good with it on deck? Salute to you, fam. I see you in the building. Carlos Rosado is in the building. We in the building, yes, sir. On deck. You know how we do it. Another one on a Sunday. You know what I'm saying? This is the day you repent all your sins, but just in case you're having a problem, I'm going to remind them snotty boys of the sins they keep committing and why they're not going to get any blessings. Yes, it's up to me to do that. No problem. No problem. I will accommodate and appease. Tyrese in the building. Yo, what's good with it? Salute to the hottest chat in the MFing game. A-Side official. You better know it, man. Appreciate you, Carlos. You know what I'm saying? Golden. Mr. Golden in the building. The OG on deck. Yes, sir, indeed. Salute to your brother. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully everyone had a wonderful Sunday. I know it's a lot that was on your mind. You was wondering what was going on with the Errol Spence rematch. Then, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully y'all was able to get some answers while you was praying out to your Holy Spirit, the Most High, the Supreme Being. Yes, sir. That's why I'm here. They sent me out on a crusade to continue to collect headstones, but I'm going to be very selective. You know what I'm saying? I just don't want to, go out here and spend too much money on that, that brick and mortar, because it's very expensive. Inflation is up. Plots are very limited, but there's definitely some people out here that I'm waiting. I am waiting. I dare you to cross over to this side and try it. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be patient, man. I'm going to be patient because I know it's tempting. A lot of people don't like what they're hearing, but all I'm saying is you have the option to not listen. You know what I'm saying? You have the option. Dan Tan on deck in the building. What's good, brother? What is good, man? Let's get down to it. You're looking at Steven Nelson, a.k.a. So Cold. 19 victories in the building. 0 defeats, 15 KOs. 15 coming by way of KO. No losses, no draws. God damn it. He just was on that infamous day that I like. Man, look, I love it. I like talking about this day. He was there July 29th when the T-Mobile massacre actually happened. He is indeed a military veteran. You know what I'm saying? He did 8 years in. Army, not to be messed with. Soldier. I like what I'm seeing out there, soldier. Because one soldier to another, I appreciate him putting his words out there and letting it be known. We're just not out here just letting people come in through the gates on base and think they're going to do what they want to do and break laws and rules. It's not going to happen. So he gave his take on the infamous rematch that everybody chooses to talk about. But first of all, let me give a big salute to the hottest chat in the MFing game. A-side, 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 A-side official. You better believe it. So we at a point, or should I say a juncture? You know what I'm saying? A juncture. Hold on for a second, y'all. Samuel on deck. What's good? What's good, WCS in the Super Chat? Salute. What's good? The hottest chat in the game. You already know. But we at a juncture where I have continuous to make this known. And people can't come on here and say I repeat myself. I say the same thing over and over again. That's just not true. You know what I'm saying? That's just not true. I will have to say that you're not being totally honest with yourself. You know what I'm saying? But if you consider my actions to be mischievous, then I agree. It's a little bit of mischievousness in there. You know what I'm saying? It's okay to be unscrupulous. You know what I'm saying? Let's get to this point of Terrence Bud Crawford, who's 40-0 right now. People seem to have so many thoughts about what's his next move. I have tried over and over and over to help people understand that you keep on talking shit about them Omaha boys, they're gonna continue to remind you on what drives them. You know what I'm saying? How they are simply motivated of being the best individuals they can be. You know what I'm saying? They do things a lot of different, a lot of ways different than most people. And they probably look at it like, no, you're not gonna take us for a joke. You feel me? You're not gonna continue to act like, oh, it's Omaha, it's smaller than Texas, so you're gonna treat us like we ain't shit. You know, they don't have that mentality. I ran into Steven Nelson plenty of times, cool dude. You know what I'm saying? Cool as a fan. And he can fight too. I don't know why certain people act like Crawford is not with, you know, a circle of people who he can trust, and those of you that, you know, those individuals around him he can converse with to get some sound mind, you know what I'm saying, some quality input from. Steven Nelson is one of those people that if you see Crawford most of the time, you will see Nelson on deck. Yes, sir. You will see Nelson on deck. And he's an undefeated fighter. You know what I'm saying? He's held the strap. And, you know, him coming out with a tweet is pretty much continue. He didn't ruffle the feathers. He pretty much yank the motherfuckers clean out. You know what I'm saying? Yes, just like we about to clean a turkey for Thanksgiving. Nelson had it by the neck and he was yanking feathers out. He was making sure that this shit don't catch flight. What I'm talking about is whether Errol Spence is going to fight at 147 or 154. That is the big deal right now. That is what the talk is about. You have this thumbnail to say, you know, Terrence Crawford going against his word. You have the next thumbnail saying that almost like he promised Spence that he was going to fight at 54. Now all of a sudden he's changing it. And then, you know, Showbiz is up there making a thumbnail about, you know, Terrence Crawford ducking Spence in the rematch. I think that doesn't make any sense at all. That's a bit absurd to for somebody to believe that an ass whooping that took place at 47, you would have some type of problem at 54. We're really looking at 7 pounds, right? This what we doing, people? We're looking at 7 pounds, right? So let's get down to the tweet that Steven Nelson put out there that really tells you what type of time they on. Okay. The tweet that he put out there has had people up in arms, along with them expecting Crawford to appease freaking Errol Spence. And I told him over and over again, y'all, I try to explain, you keep on running your fucking mouth. You're gonna get the same results, you know what I'm saying, that you're looking for. You play fuckboy games, you get fuckboy freaking prizes. And you can't tell them that because they feel that they're untouchable, so to speak. See, in this case, all they want to do is get Crawford to react because he's been known to react to the negativity than the positivity. So they feel that if they keep on, what I'm saying, provocating, instigating, antagonizing the situation, he will somehow respond. So Stephen So-called Nelson came out and said, facts. And to all the people out here spreading false narratives, Bud is offering Arrow a fight at 147. Now, he goes on to say if he doesn't take it, this way it gets a little bit shaky. It's been a little bit of precipitation here. You got hurricanes, storms, what I'm saying, typhoons and shit going on. Mother Nature has been feeling some type of way lately. She getting older too now. He said if he doesn't take it, which we're hoping he doesn't because it's a waste of time, Bud wants to do something that's never been done and move up 3 weight classes to beat Canelo. Listen to what I'm saying. Listen to how prolific this tweet is. He say facts to all the people out here spreading false narratives. Bud is offering Errol a fight at 147 pounds. If he doesn't take it, which we're hoping he doesn't, because it's a waste of time, Bud wants to do something that's never been done and move up 3 weight classes to beat Canelo. This is a prolific tweet. It will go down as one of the classics. Reason being is you have a teammate such as Steven Nelson that really doesn't talk. He really isn't vocal like that when inserting himself into Bud's freaking situation. But in this case, this is an open-ended topic. Why is it open-ended? Because they showed and proved that they can go in there and beat Errol Spence Jr., the fighter that the Snotty Boys was talking about that Crawford didn't have no chance of beating. They didn't feel like he was qualified to be in the ring, even though he had a world championship in his possession. They were still taking this man for granted. So the wild part about this is that Steven believes that it's going to be the same way at 147 pounds. It's no need for them to take it. It's a waste of their time. You know what I'm saying? For him to get back in camp and go in there and fight Bud at 147 pounds, hey, they can make that shit happen over there in Omaha. But the crazy part about it is these other individuals are not respecting the fact that Bud did get it done. And he does have the juice, so to speak. He does have the command authority to select which division he want to fight at. I try to explain to these cats, leave them well alone, but they want to keep on and keep on and keep on. Steven Nelson's coming out here saying, we hope he doesn't take the fight at 147 because they're trying to do bigger and better things. When they talk about Bud Crawford in 15 or 20 years, right? When he's out of the sport, they want to always go back to this moment where Steven Nelson had already mentioned to the people prior to, pretty much what's going on in Bud's mind, how training camp is going, looking strong, and so forth. Him being part of the team, just not a member of the team, but a creative mind that designed that battle garb that Crawford wore in there with the nets on the trunks and the shoes and the net on the jacket. They was going fishing. He put his creative mind to put that battle guard together to go in there and catch a fish. Not only did they catch the fish, that fish was filleted in front of our eyes and thrown in the hot grease because I was standing ringside and I just said, hey, it's right here. We were, like I said, we was waiting on the fish fry to become official. And yes, it did. July 29th, the fish fry happened, done over. That fish was crispy. Oh my God. You talking about Old Bay? Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Yeah, we put that season on that fish. That shit was delicious. But why is Steven Nelson coming out and talking about that Bud wants to be great? When you say Bud's name, you have to say he's trying to be great. You have to put the on the end of it. You know, like I like the white there. You know, like great ter. He's already great. Now we're just talking about the suffix, the the er. You know, we need to focus on literature, education, literacy within the literature. So that means you have to read. They're trying to focus on great and I think Stephen Nelson's been on to something for quite some time. They just had to get to that point, that stage where they can perform in front of millions and make it happen. And fortunate, it happened in such a brutish way. The damage was inflicted in such a violent manner that Errol Spence ended up becoming the victim. So much to the point where the damage that was being inflicted inside the ring, it didn't add up to the hype. You know what I'm saying? He made it look too easy. That's why, Steven is up here saying it's a waste of our time to go back in there after what we experienced. We trained our ass off for the fight, man. We beat that boy around the ring like he was a novice, bro. For real, they made him look like he was a novice, man. They saying we're trying to do great things. We're trying to move up 3 weight classes and fight Canelo. Now let's try to examine what's pissing people off. It's something else that has them perturbed about this tweet. He said, to all the people out here spreading false narratives. It's a lot of false narratives being spread out here. It's a lot of individuals that choose to believe that if they continue to say all the negative things out here, that's going to somehow right the wrong that what happened on July 29th. That means in light of him being great on July 29th, him coming out as the 2-time undisputed world champion, they believe that, okay, let's continue again. No problem. We're not talking. We're talking about people that's not considered to be that smart. They go on a tangent and spread false narratives and false accusations about Bud and his performance and how he was able to go in there and defeat this man. The crazy part about it is that they don't have no research at all. That with all the accusations that they are penning against Crawford's performance, they don't have no evidence to back any of it up. It's just lies. It's defamation. It's once again running the smear campaign. So I appreciate usually the quiet Nelson speaking up now and said that they're offering a fight at 147. Why 147? Because I look at it like this. Bud is doing what he was supposed to do in between fights. How reckless and stupid are y'all to believe that someone who said they love living out of pocket, they love being out of pocket, they've been that way their whole life. Why are y'all not understanding that the person who's been doing it right, the person who's been walking the line, one foot in front of the other, you know what I'm saying? A person that's been taking his nutrition serious, a person that stays in the gym, continue to be active, consistent. You act like he shouldn't be awarded for that, right? His body awarded him by going in there and being able to display the strength, the skill set in front of millions. You know what I'm saying? He displayed the strength and skill set, the accuracy, the mobility. He did everything he was supposed to do in the ring. He was able to get from his body maximum participation. That's what Bud Crawford was able to get from his body. Why? Because he takes things serious. Yeah, he takes it serious. But for the guy that's been campaigning at 147 and people have been bragging about what he's been doing at 147 all this time, all of a sudden they feel that it's a grand time to switch up and say, no, he said he's been at 147 too long. Well, I say this. Did y'all not hear that the winner can selectively choose the division? So if Crawford wants to fight at 147, his current reigning division, why in the fuck are y'all acting like you just don't get it? Like, you've been covering this sport for quite some time. Why do you act like you don't get who has the leverage? Who has the snake? Who has the power? Who has the authority? You're acting like this man has to move up to 154 just because it's something that Spence wants. Spence chose to go up here and compete at 147. He's a 147 pounder, bro. He just fought July 29th in the same ring as Terrence Crawford. He is a 147 pounder. Why y'all bitches going around here crying about shit when he just fought at 147 pounds? He is a welterweight, bro. He is a welterweight. What part of that do you not understand? This man is a welterweight. He just fought just over a month ago as a welterweight. Am I right or wrong, people? He fought as a welterweight. Once again, I keep repeating. Errol Spence Jr. fought at a as a welterweight. Did he not? He fought as a welterweight. Did he not? Was he not the unified champion at the welterweight division? So how do y'all feel so easily to say we just want to give him his going away present because he's at 54 right now? How is he at 54? He hasn't fought a fight. He hasn't fought at 54 yet. Isn't that what Jamel Charlo said? You haven't did anything at 54. Didn't he say that about Crawford? So if Spence hasn't fought at 54, let's just say that I'm in the process of searching for some criteria, something within the bylaws, the boxing bylaws, to see how long does a fighter have to fight at a division to claim that division. Let's do process of elimination, deductive reasoning. All right, deductive reasoning. So therefore, if he hasn't fought at 154 a single fight, there's no way that we can claim that he is a 154 pounder because he has 0 fights. Let's just say he is someone in the same boat as Danny Garcia, and he's had a fight or two at 154 pounds. Then we can lay claim that truly he is a 154 pounder because he had attendance in that weight class previously. But at this point in time, the only attendance based off his last performance is 147 pounds. Just because you creators that's on this social media are pushing for a better position to Spence because you believe a guy that wants to jump out of pocket all the time needs your help. We're talking about a group of individuals that abandoned this man. They left that man. They ostracized him. They was on social media busy talking about Bud when they should have been talking about Spence. See, now you're trying to play catch up. You're trying to play catch up because you was busy focused on running smear campaigns on the guy who won on July 29th. So I'm like, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, why don't I re-explain to them again why they are who they are? Why they're constantly taking L's out here on social media? Who cares if you have a freaking channel or not? I'm talking about your intentions on this specific topic on why you don't get it. You all are pushing it out there that Crawford needs to appease Errol Spence at 54 when Errol Spence has never fought at 54. He was just recently unified champion at 147 pounds. So if by chance in hindsight, Errol Spence would have won, he would have became the welterweight undisputed, and y'all would have been looking at this man as a what? Come on now. Give me the answer that I'm looking for. If he would have defeated Crawford, he would have been considered what? The welterweight undisputed world champion. You know I'm telling the truth. Absolutely. I don't need your validation. If capital I, capital F. If we're talking about changing font sizes, Let's change the font size to 674. Okay, cool. That's big enough because some of you niggas are extremely turtle. You turtle out here when it comes to comprehension. 600 plus font tells me if Errol Spence would have defeated Crawford, then therefore you would have recognized him as the welterweight undisputed world champion. At this present time, right now, role reversal. If by chance Errol Spence would have defeated Crawford, and at this time, September 17th, Errol Spence would have been the reigning, defending welterweight undisputed champion. September 17th, 8:28 p.m., 2023 p.m. military time. You all would have referred to that man as a welterweight world champion. Right or wrong? I don't need your answer. You know it's right. So that brings me to this. Steve Nelson has a point, don't he? He has a point. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't. Look, we're hoping he doesn't because it's a waste of time. It's a waste of time because just like I just mentioned, you all continue to talk that bullshit. And if Errol Spence would have defeated Terrence Crawford, you would identify him as a welterweight undisputed champion. Being that he lost, all of a sudden there's a surplus of excuses on why you want him to fight at 154 pounds when you would have deemed him the welterweight undisputed world champion today. If he would have defeated Crawford today, he would have still been holding those titles. Today, the number 2 day, today, on this Sunday, you would have been recognizing him as the welterweight undisputed titleist. That pretty much nips everything and places it in a freaking benediction, so to speak, on debunking all the bullshit that you continue to pass out here. Because I love it that Steve is saying they don't fucking care. I don't care either. Because truth be told, this man would have won on July 29th. Today, he would have been considered the welterweight undisputed. Today, they would have been saying Crawford lost. That's exactly what we was telling you all. He lost. He ain't fought nobody. He was all hype. He ain't did shit. So goddamn it, hey, whatever Errol Spence want to do, he should do. Okay, word coming out. Errol Spence want the next fight at 154. Yeah, cool. Fight him at 154. He beat him. That's what the contract said, right? Errol Spence won the freaking coin toss. He was able to walk out second and get introduced first. You know what I'm saying? Yes, that's it. That's what they would have been saying. Everything worked out for Errol Spence. Won the coin flip. He went in there and beat Crawford, handed him his first loss, 39-1. You know what I'm saying? And now Spence is 29-0. Yes, it would have been all glory to the king. Coming out of DeSoto, Texas, they would have been jumping through the streets, running, praising hands to the sky. Yes, thank you, Lord. God damn it, I made some money off this fight. Hell no, not today, not today, nigga. That wasn't the reality. That wasn't the reality when the T-Mobile massacre happened. That wasn't the reality. They simply don't care what you all are believing or what you think he should fight next. You're not making the calls. You're not making the calls, man. The guy at OMAHA is making the calls. He won. He don't have to appease that man at 54. He is the welterweight, the 140. Who else is the 147-pound undisputed champion in the Four-Bear era? Who is the current reigning defending welterweight world champion? If it's anybody other than Terrence Crawford, please, somebody do a screenshot. I want to see how he looks. Please. Because they said there was cloning going on out here. Maybe that wasn't Crawford. Maybe Crawford is still at home wishing and hoping to someday be in that position. Because when he went in there as himself, right? I think it would have been better if he would have sent the clone in there. Maybe the clone would have had a glitch. And he wouldn't have went in there and made it look so simple. Maybe the clone might have got some data download. You know what I'm saying? Because Steven Nelson was a satellite engineer, right? So he knows a little bit about communication. Maybe Steven would kind of messed up on the download process. And when he got to the fifth and sixth round, that's when Errol Spence would have started freaking picking up the pace and showing the people why they call him man down and the truth. You know what I'm saying? If he would have been able to carry that shit out, then the conversation outside the ropes would have been different. You know what I'm saying? They would have said, that is the Errol Spence we know. Nigga, listen, look at me, nigga. Oh my God. He's giving it to Crawford right. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. It wouldn't have been no sign or no conversation about weight drain. Y'all would have been pretty much off just shutting up. Now you got Steve Nelson, one of the quietest ones, out here talking and say they don't care. We have people out here on the YTC putting it out there as if Crawford is once again doing something wrong. If you continue to talk shit about people all the time and act like they never can satisfy you when they believe that they prove to the world, because he was the one out there in pre-camp, he's the one out there in fight camp, he was the one out there doing what he's supposed to do. Look, if you continue to dog them out and continue to run off at the mouth, they're going to continue to distance themselves, but not like you think. They're not running into a state of darkness and depression. It's only fueling them to come back and make it more difficult for Errol Spence to go in there and get these belts. Difficult doesn't mean stand at the division that you're currently reigning, defending, undisputed world champion. Making it difficult is going even harder for the rematch, getting back in fight camp, having more fury to the madness going to take place in the rematch. That's the difficulty I'm talking about. I'm not talking about this shit where, oh well, we got to play little pity pack games here. We got to play little tattletale games, be petty. If he want the fight to be in a division for which he's holding the titles, why aren't y'all capable of comprehending that was in the contract? So when it comes to Bud, he's doing absolutely nothing wrong. He's following what's in the contract. If it was Errol Spence who had the drawing power, he won. He has all the juice. If it was him, you all wouldn't want to give Crawford anything. Look, if Crawford came out and said that he would rather want to fight at 47 because, you know what I'm saying, he just think it's fair that the first fight, y'all be like, no, who do you think he is? He ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? He lost fair and square, this and that. You wouldn't hear them talking about any good graces about Crawford. They wouldn't be trying to give him any type of help. You know what I'm saying? Any type of kind words. It'll be hate. So you niggas continue to run your fucking mouth and piss these guys off over there in Omaha, and they can continue to put their minds together to see how they can go back in their rematch and fuck Spence up. And one way they're gonna do that, he's gonna fight in his division. Who will appease more? Because obviously both of these guys have been on record with their own admission saying it was tough to make 147, right? So that means for Crawford, he has to get back in fight camp. That's only if Errol Spence accepts the fight at 147. And the division for which Crawford is the current reigning defending undisputed titleist, he has to go back in the fight camp and get back down to 147 pounds. Now, on record, Crawford has had a solid, you know what I'm saying, history with being able to lock in and does what it takes. Because let me bring this up. Because these cowards need to be checked and rechecked again. You know what I'm saying? Checked and rechecked again. Y'all remember when they were saying that Crawford missed weight? You remember when they started putting that out there? They didn't say Spence missed weight. The word that broke was Crawford missed weight. Let that sit with you for a minute. Let that motherfucking goddamn do the two-step in front of you for a minute. They were saying Crawford missed weight. Am I right or wrong, people? They said Crawford miss weight. On July 28th, Crawford missed weight. That's what they were saying. Crawford missed weight. Hell yeah. That's what we start. That's what we was hearing. Crawford missed weight. So why all these hoes out here blowing snot bubbles again, crying, bitching about Errol Spencer's weight when the word had went out to the public that Crawford has missed weight? I can tell you all the channels that put it out there. Crawford missed weight. I can tell you the same channels that'll quickly switch up and put something else out to the public. Like, oh man, Crawford's ducking. I could have sworn Showbiz was one of those channels who said Crawford missed weight. I don't know, what the respect meter is out here on putting out content, but it's a lot of y'all that feel very, very comfortable with switching up shit, and you really don't care what the listeners think about it. But hear me out on this right here. Per what Steve Nelson put out this bitch, they hope he don't take it. They hope he, being Errol Spence, do not take the fight because they believe Bud whooped his ass so easily. It's a waste of fucking time. Who pissed Steven off? Who? I ain't never seen that man mad. Even when he fighting, he don't look like he mad. Who pissed him off, man? It's from his account. You know what I'm saying? This is his fucking account. Who pissed this man off? He pretty much put it out there that the same people who was making all these damn nefarious remarks, denigrating Bud in the media, it's the same individuals who are saying that it's not cool for him to have this next fight at 147 pounds, a division for which he's the current reigning defending undisputed world champion. How dumb is that? What the fuck is going on with y'all? Why don't y'all understand and take heed to your own words? How do you feel that's fair? The man is the welterweight undisputed, just like Jermell Charlo is the super welterweight undisputed, just like Canelo is the super middleweight undisputed. You're trying to kick that man or evict him out of his division? No, it doesn't work that way. No, stand the fuck down. Calm your fucking nerves. Shut your bitch ass up. How can somebody go through all this red tape to get to where they need to be? All the backlash. You know what I'm saying? All the deprecation of people talking ill will, traducing comments after comments after comments on social media about you. And as a human being, you think I don't supposed to feel some type of way about this if I'm a fighter? To go in there and prove you wrong? Yes, he proved the naysayers wrong. And the naysayers, being the cowards that they are, they sit up here and jump to false accusations, which only further pissed them off because y'all don't give a fuck about Spence. Only pissed them off even more to say, yeah, I did say, why not give the fight at 154? But these niggas keep on running their mouth. I need to sit up here and show them that my choice is mine alone. I earned the choice. It was in the contract. I made sure of it, along with all the concessions that Spence gave me. So I want the fight at welterweight division, 147 pounds. How is he doing something wrong? How is it a duck? You sound stupid as fuck, man. How is he the title holder, the crown? Heavy is the head. He is the crown bearer. He is the one that's sitting atop the throne. He is on top of the highest ridge line you can imagine in boxing. He is considered the idolatry. He would go down in the pantheon. He is a future Hall of Famer. His hand is already casted. He's just waiting for the remaining part of his body to show up and get that jacket and goddamn become an inductee. That's all what's going on right now. No matter how many times I tell you all that you all are so hell-bent on every time information that needs to be put out there about Crawford, you're trying to jettison his achievements, and you can't expunge the fact on what he did. It's recorded. It's on box rec. For Steven to come out here and let you all know once again that he feels it's a waste of fucking time. You should too. Do you actually believe that based off what you witnessed on July 29th, that Errol Spence has a chance of redemption? Do you believe he has a chance? A person that says he loved living out of pocket. He loves living out of pocket, and him living out of pocket has people making up excuses for him. Why are you making up excuses for a man that loves living rambunctiously? He loves living out of pocket. He loved being reckless. So therefore, when he was in a reckless moment, July 29th, he couldn't do shit about it because Crawford was that much reckless towards him back. He the one got ran the fuck over. He did. What do you all own, man? Is it something in the air? Is it something dealing with what your daily nutrition consists of? Are you injecting shit into your veins? What's the deal? This man is the welterweight undisputed champion. He holds all the belts, just like you was constantly reminding people that Spence was the unified champion. He holds the WBC, the WBA, and the IBF title. That's what you all were saying. You reminded the public all the time, Errol Spence is the unified champion. He has more belts than Crawford. He's done more than Crawford at the welterweight division. He is the man. He is the best welterweight right now. Crawford is second. He has one belt. He hasn't did near as much as what Errol Spence did in his boxing career. I'm like, huh? Oh man, don't nobody care about that undisputed 140. But you have to. It's recorded though. That's why this fight, July 29th, was big for Crawford in so many ways, because he was about to become the first ever male fighter to become two-time undisputed. Ooh, that sounds sweet. Even right now, that shit sounds sweet as hell because it's nothing. And when I say nothing, and it's all, look, in all of its totality, when I tell you nothing, it's nothing that you niggas can do about it. It's nothing that you can do about it. And in all of its totality, bro, it's nothing that you can do to change what happened on July 29th. I don't know why y'all are sitting up here stressing yourselves out, trying to go against what was in the contract. The man agreed. Errol Spence spoke on it. It is absolutely facts that he agreed to the contract just like Crawford. Let me get to the motherfucking chat because these cats tripping. Shout out to the hottest chat in the MFing game. I had to get that shit motherfucking off my chest and on the motherfucking floor so I can make that shit dance, goddammit. Dance! Yeah. I gotta make that shit dance. Hashtag free Bomac, yes, sir. These snotty boys crying, say Bud a snake. He's gonna give them what they want. Man, you couldn't be so close to the truth, man. So close to the truth. When are they gonna learn that regardless of what they're talking about, if all of them would have got together, right, and thought this out beyond logically, they would have found out that Team Crawford is listening. They paying attention. They do. Team Crawford has been paying attention for quite some time, obviously. You know what I'm saying? What do they call it? WOKE. They've been woke for a minute or two or three. Nothing to do with the circadian, but we're talking about consciously woke. All right. They've been consciously woke for a minute. Why I say that the snotty boys are selfish, because if they would have knew how to finesse the situation, maybe they could have gotten together and changed up their whole freaking demeanor and their mannerisms and behavior. They could have said, you know what, Crawford did his damn thing. I salute him for that. I congratulate him. He went in there and whooped ass. He took he beat it. He took his name and beat his ass. You know what I'm saying? That's what he did. We commend him for that. We would definitely like to see the fight at 154 because it'll be even greater then because both fighters would have less weight to lose and it seemed like it'd be more of a competitive matchup, right? That's if they chose to finesse the situation. But we're not talking about finessees. You know what I'm saying? We're not talking about individuals who think on that level. Seriously, they don't think on that level. They don't. They don't process shit like that. They didn't think about trying to say, okay, we couldn't beat him with the smear campaign, all the negative shit we said about it. We couldn't beat him that way. So now let's try to hustle. Let's try to then finesse the situation. Let's turn it all the way over and start talking nice about Crawford and orientate most of our media towards Spence and building him up for the rematch. In between time, you give Crawford full credit for going in there and beating the shit out of that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Beating the strawberry goddamn glaze out that nigga. If you would have knew how to finesse the situation, then maybe the team over there in Omaha would have got together and said, you know what? They believe you. You know what I'm saying? Just like Dion saying, they believe. Crawford would have said, God damn it, they believe, nigga. They believe. Even some of my worst critics, you know what I'm saying? Them slimy serpents who's always slithering up to the motherfucking keyboard, who didn't get any sleep because they was busy low crawling they slimy ass through the damn sewer system all night, having these private meetings. If only they would have said some kind words about Crawford and gave him his props, presented him his flowers, and say, you proved us wrong. You did better than what we ever thought you could be. You whooped his ass. Then maybe Crawford, I can't speak for the man, but maybe he would have took in consideration to say, you know what, God damn it, let's have this fight at 154 because they showed me love. They showed me love. They pretty much recognized who was the better man through the performance. And it's not much they could say because it played out in front of millions of people. Then maybe, just maybe, Crawford would have took in some type of consideration to have this fight at 154. But we're talking about undeniable ineptity or ineptation, if that's even a word. You have a lot of inept individuals that don't think on that level. They would choose to continue to be antagonizing, you know what I'm saying? To belittle. They don't care, bro. They don't care. They want to continue to prove to Crawford that they're gonna say negative comments after negative comments and scrutinize everything he do in such a negative light that he's gonna somehow break. And that's not it. You're really doing Errol Spence a disjustice, an injustice, by continuing to talk ill about Crawford. Because Crawford's already proven to you that he can get in fight camp and have the best fight camp ever, as if Errol Spence was the undisputed titleist and he's challenging. He's the challenger. He's going in there for all the belts. You know, his mindset was, I don't care if he had an accident. I'm still going in there, balls to the wall, lay it down, blood, sweat, and tears, sacrifice, agony in the feet, all that shit, to give you the performance that played out July 29th. And just because you didn't think on the level for which I was in there thinking of when I was deep embedded in the gym, that's your own fault. That ain't my fault. And that's why your boy got beat up the way he did. Because not only does he not think that way, but his fans don't think that way either. That's why they still in freaking depression right now. That's why them niggas are checking themselves into the local asylum, and that's where they choose to be at. They want to come up talking about clones. It's hilarious, man. Big Blunts and Boxing in the building. What's good with the Blunts? Salute to you, brother. At this point, Bud is looking for super fights. EJ and Diddy James are in the money alone. Can't make any in-ring adjustments. It's a waste of time. We're going to get back to that, Samuel, because I do have some audio that I want you to listen to from Boxing Gyms. And anybody that know who Boxing Gyms is, he gets some of the most thorough boxing analytics per film multimedia that's out there. Seriously. His breakdowns is superb. Superb. And guess what, y'all? He did a breakdown and gave his analysis on Errol Spence fighting Bud Crawford. And he highlighted some very interesting points that these aerosexual snotty boys refuse to take note about. Why? Because the truth fucking hurts. Yes, literally. His name, his hashtag is the truth, right? The truth hurts, bro. It hurts so bad. It hurts so bad, especially when somebody go here and tell you why the fight played out the way it did. At this point, Bud is looking for super fights. I read that all them aerosexuals is bagging for the fight to happen again. I bet you they are not going to pay for the fight. Well, a lot of them didn't pay for this fight. You know what I'm saying, that OG? A lot of them didn't pay for this fight. You know what they did pay for? You know what they paid for, Mr. Golden? They paid for a flight out that bitch. They sure enough did. They paid for flight. They paid for quarters. They had to stay 5 to 7 to a room. They paid for that motherfucker. You know, brought their sleeping bags and their motherfucking luggage and shit. They all goddamn chipped in. You know what I'm saying? They had so many people planning, stand in the room. They probably paid at least about $60 a night. They paid for food. They paid for them Bud Pack shirts that they brought out there in their suitcase that never quite made it to their destination. The destination was to put them on post-fight and parade around the casino saying, yeah, woo, we shut OMAHA down. It ain't gonna be no motherfucking celebration this week. Yeah, Errol went in there and did it. That's what they was hoping. When I tried to explain to them, fish don't do well smoking, they didn't want to pay attention. They thought I was joking. God damn it. Town business, sports and entertainment in the building. What's good with it, brother? These Errol Spence fans need to seek therapy. I'm dead serious. Well, I'm giving them this therapy, their town. Whether they want to take it for enlightenment or not, I'm giving them motherfucking verbal therapy. That's the only thing I can do. There's no exemptions over here, that town. They're not totally understanding how the shit works. This man is the current reigning, defending, undisputed welterweight world champion. They are pushing this man to another division for which he's never fought. Isn't that what Jamel Charlo said? Terrence Crawford has never fought at 54. Why you got a hand? You know what I'm saying? You got your whole palm print, both of your palm prints on this motherfucking shoulder blades. And say, hey, go. Please, go. Hey, man, get your motherfucking hands off me, nigga. The fuck wrong with you? Man, I ain't mean no harm, man. I'm just saying, man, please, dog. Please what, nigga? Wasn't you on there talking shit? I'm just saying, man, all we want is for you to just give him a shot, man. I gave him a shot, man. We both got a shot. You remember? July 29, nigga, Dos Nueve. Yes, we both got a shot that night. Yeah, we did. You remember? I walked out with M. I know that, champ. We loved it. Dog. But man, something just wasn't right, champ. Yeah, I know that ass whooping wasn't right. It still ain't right to this day. They refuse to accept that the fighter that they said wouldn't get it done, didn't have enough, haven't fought nobody. They refuse to acknowledge that Team Spence, to include Diddy James, did not come up with an equitable freaking game plan to go in there and defeat Terrence Crawford. They refused to, bro. They failed. Failed. They failed to come up with a game plan, but yet these aerosexuals refuse to acknowledge that the Team Spence spent more time trying to deny or denounce Terrence Crawford's 10 knockouts by who has he fought, instead of paying attention to film study and looking up some of Crawford's most competitive fights and seeing, can they see something like Mikey Garcia? Just pay a little attention. Do we see something? Let's get some more heads in here, some more eyes. Do you see something? Do you see something? Nope. They couldn't see anything. They couldn't see shit. Andrew Charles, what's good with it? Salute to you. They couldn't see a motherfucking thing. You know what I'm saying? They felt that hate though. See, they didn't see too much, but they felt it though. Most of what they were seeing is an easy target to basically continue to say, no, he ain't fought nobody. You know, his 10 knockout streak didn't matter. But how about that 11? Does the 11 fight knockout streak? Who has the better resume at welterweight right now? Let's ask that question. Is that debatable? Maybe knock down 68 IPAC and have another debate series and make it about Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence, who has the best resume. I will be there. Yes, I will be there. Yes, I will. I will be there. Salute WCS in the chat. Don Vaughn is in the building. What's good with it, Don? Toby Bartlett is on deck in the building. Salute WCS in the chat. We're global, baby. Yes, sir, indeed. Shout out from across the pond. Boxing fans all across the world, man. Salute to y'all. The hottest chat in the MFing game. You better know it. Shout out to Boxing Conversation with Reggie Owens. Salute to you, brother. I know, Reggie, you was feeling some type of way witnessing that beat down, Reggie. You know what I'm saying? I hope you got my care package. I sent you a box of Band-Aids, some gauze. I even sent you some motherfucking dry ice. Yes, sir. That's what I did for you, Reggie. You know, we down, bro. We cool. I had to send you that care package, though. Also, I don't know if you got it on time, but I did send you some goddamn strawberries because that's what I seen seeping out the pores of Errol Spence's facial structure when goddamn Bud Crawford was whooping his ass. And I thought to myself, I know Reggie enjoying this motherfucker for real. I know you enjoying that. I know you were. I know you was really deep down inside pulling for Crawford. I know you was, Reggie. I know you was for real. I know you was pulling for him, bro. But hopefully you got my care package, and I was just looking out for you. Please, whatever you do, make sure you put the roses in a jar, a vase. You know what I'm saying? So they can live as long as possible. Okay, don't waste my money. You know what I'm saying? That's a little bit of the money that I won betting on freaking Spence Crawford. Hey, dog, don't do it. You know what I'm saying? Miss Proper Health is in the building. Shout out to you, sister. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate you pulling up in the building. What's good with it? Appreciate you pulling up on deck. Jessica on deck. Yes, sir. I see you. Nelly Content, what's good? Bud beat the hell out of Spence. People need to get over it already. See, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm out here advocating for it, Nelly. You know what I'm saying, Nelly? I'm out here serenading them. It's all in your head. I keep on saying it over and over again. I keep on over and over again. It's all in their head. Hey, man. Hey, Nelly, it's all in their head. They keep on thinking that it was a clone in there, bro. They want to continue to say the Bud didn't get the shit done, bro. How you continue to be in denial like this? It is an unhealthy situation that you got going on. You putting too much energy into the wrong places. A lot of you niggas old and crusty out there. I know your blood pressure is quite different right now. You know what I'm saying? That's why I want you to listen to this voice, man. I come in peace. You know what I'm saying? I'm coming motherfucking peace. You know what I'm saying? I can't help because you choose not to jump out your ignorance. You know what I'm saying? I'm here to help you understand that that man is a welterweight, undisputed at 147 pounds. If you don't agree with what Steven Nelson is saying, hit him up in the DM because I feel the same way he do. Had a fight at the division for which you're holding the titles. Don't y'all want to see that? Don't you want to challenge their snotty boys? Don't you want to see if your fighter has enough discipline right here to lock in and say, I'll fight him again at 147? Wasn't it put on record that he asked Gervonta Davis nutritionist? So how is Gervonta able to continue to make this lower weight easily? I mean, doesn't Errol Spence has Gervonta's nutritionist? So what's the menu like? I mean, I happen to see those burgers. It seemed like they had, a burger with some avocado on it. Man, my shit was goddamn salivating. I was like, damn, that shit looks good. You know what I'm saying? Fuck, 2 of them too. And then he had to get the hot sauce. I say, damn, leave the hot sauce alone. That shit looked good. Maybe he was eating too many motherfucking burgers. Maybe you need to go on a fish diet early. You know what I'm saying? And get the motherfucking down within the range. Then include that red meat. I think with Spence, he was up here just ordering them bitches and at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. You know what happened when you start drinking that yak late and you go out the club, motherfucker, you get hungry. You want to head to IHOP, Waffle House. You know what I'm saying? You just want to go get something to eat. But when you got that money and you got a nutritionist, he probably sent his nutritionist a text, say, hey, I'm headed home. Can you link up some Oscar Mayer center cut bacon? I want about 5 or 6 strips in that bitch. You know what I'm saying? I see about 8 egg whites. Leave about 2 yolks in there, right? Some grits. Put a dab of cheese in there. Extra butter. You know what I'm saying? Homemade biscuits. Yeah, I want them buttermilk biscuits. God damn. I'm gonna be leaving up out this bitch in about 15, 20 minutes, okay? And let me see what else they'll leave out. Do you think I should have a Diet Coke with that or what? You know what I'm saying? Just it's not so heavy on my stomach. I mean, shouldn't y'all want to challenge your fighter Errol Spence to drop down to 147? Discipline. Show you all that he is disciplined to prove that the effort that you all putting into supporting this man is all, all for a common cause. I mean, don't y'all want to be better in life yourself? It just seems like you up here trusting everything this man do. He continued not to make weight, barely making weight at 147, and Bud made weight at 146.8, I believe. And y'all sit up here and say he missed weight. So obviously, if you're saying he missed weight, he struggled to make weight too. But ultimately, can you change what Steven Nelson and how he thinks? He said it'd be a waste of fucking time to fight him at 147 again. Not so much that they're giving a damn about Errol Spence having a problem making the weight, because that's a lack of discipline. But all the way up to this point, July 29th of 2023, right? Errol Spence was a welterweight. He was a 147 pounder. He was a welterweight, y'all. The fight was made. He was a welterweight. That man walked to the ring. He didn't have no freaking prosthetic assistance. It wasn't no caregivers next to him. It's Mr. Spence. Mr. Spence, you okay, Mr. Spence? Okay, we're here to help you. We need any assistance, let us know. Mr. Spence, you going up the steps. You need some help? Okay, we can give you some crutches. Do we need to put the leg braces on, the back brace, the neck brace? Okay, we're going to be right behind you. It's all 3 of us. It wasn't none of that shit going on. He walked down that motherfucker by himself. People was up here bitching. Oh, man, he looked sleepy. No, that was just a preemptive strike. That's what you call mental breakdown prior to. He was thinking about Crawford putting those hands on him. That's why he looked sleepy. When you got them taking punches in your mind, when your mind is taking punches prior to you actually physically receiving them, shit start to fuck up. Bud beat Errol so bad that Errol's sexuals disowned their parents. Carlos still in here just being disrespectful. How dare the hottest chat in the game let them know what the real problem is? How dare you trash talk? How dare you, man? What I need to do, I need to goddamn draft up some prerequisites if you're going to be in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Limit all trash talking to the final minute. So pretty much what I'm saying, you can trash talk all the way through the whole live, but in the final minute, have some dignity. You know what I'm saying? Have some dignity. Be nice. If that means if the live is 2 hours and 32 seconds, when I draft up this prerequisite and these rules, being that people are just throwing freaking poisonous darts in this bitch. You know what I'm saying? You can trash talk the whole 2 hours and 31 minutes. And then that last 60 seconds, you are to not say anything hurtful out the door. I think that's fair. I think that's fair. For real. For real. Said, bro, I still laugh thinking about them all spending their rent money just to go see their idol destroyed in person. They probably had a cry circle afterwards. Man, hey, listen, if I can only be a fly on the wall, somebody told me that they went to a certain room that was in there and there was certain content creators already in the room. The motherfuckers had their elbows on their knees, their town. Look, Carlos, they were sitting up there. You know how we sit, right? You know, when you're really thinking about shit, you lean forward and put your elbows on your thighs and you got your head down at the ground and you just keep on, bobbing it back and forth like shit. Damn. Man, god damn, I ain't see that shit coming. Fuck. Oh shit, man. God damn. You have that semi-numbness going through your body, like the type of disappointment that frees you up for a minute. You know what I'm saying? That's what happened in Vegas. That's what happened. That's exactly what happened. They couldn't believe it. Juice Lee, I'm glad the snack dealer is on deck. I'm glad the snack dealer has arrived because I'm hoping Lee business has freaking spiked in light of Terrence Crawford being on the snack program and going in there and delivering a snack down beat team with ing. Yes, sir. I hope your business is thriving. You feel me? Especially getting those snack products and supplements out to the people who want to improve their way of healthy living. Yes, sir. We promote salubrity over here. Yes, indeed. That's what we do. We promote salubrity over here. Yes, sir. You and Shaw News come with that hot grease on this beautiful Sunday. Yes, man. Fish fries don't stop on a Sunday. At least when I grew up, when we left church, we head over to the grandma and grandpa house or whatever, either whoever, what I'm saying, on mom and dad's side and have dinner. You know what I'm saying? That's the way it used to be. I don't know what they're doing at this day and time. I really don't. Aerosexuals are the type of people to eat glue, sniff paint thinner. Oh my God, man. I mean, look. How is this supposed to help the cause? You got Stephen Nelson basically saying it's a waste of time if the man rematch at 147. That's really messing up the flow out here with these snotty boys saying that, hey, Crawford, he's ducking. No, nobody believe that bullshit. Don't nobody believe Crawford's ducking. The whooping that was put on him, man, there ain't nobody believing that. Ducking what? Ducking what? Ducking underneath the ropes to leave and go back there to the showers and then go to the post. Man, come on. Ain't nobody ducking. He beat the brakes off this dude, right? He ain't ducking nobody. Chill. New legislation should be ratified preventing aerosexuals from operating heavy machinery at this point. Their thinking patterns are of national security risk. Dead ass serious. Yes, sir. I like that. Please, you know what I'm saying? Please identify certain areas for which we can help the snotty boys. You know what I'm saying? I know it's been tough month, you know what I'm saying? A post month after that fight. It was tough for them, yo. You know what I'm saying? That was well put. No doubt about it. That was well put. Monarchy Boxing is in the building. What's good with it, Ron? How you feeling, bro? Salute to you. Man, I ain't had Errol Spence over Terrence Crawford. I couldn't pick neither fighter. I called for a draw. You shall not release your responsibilities just that easy. You're going to be fully liable because you were one of those people over there strictly hating on Crawford. Full time, goddamn it. Full fucking time. Yes, sir. Reggie was over there hating on Crawford, hating. And then when those hands start to converse with Errol Spence's facial structure, and it end up being a monologue instead of a dialogue, motherfuckers start to look funny. You start to look funny. Yes, sir. Them hands was having a monologue. They were saying, I can't believe this shit. This is just disrespectful, bro. I get it. It's funny how Errol was at 147 and was fine up until Bud. Now he was at the weight too long. But Errol was the one who delayed the fight 5 years. Carlos, along with everybody else in the chat, listen to what we know to be true. Both Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford fought at 147 just 44 days ago, 45 days ago. Just 44, 45 days, wherever you want to put it. They recently just fought at 147 pounds. So what I'm saying to you is it is possible for both of these fighters to make 147 again. Look, we're on the back end of September, and suppose the fight was deemed to happen this year. But due to the delay of Errol Spence not wanting to fight at his weight, at his current, at his recent, look, his previous championship weight, y'all. This man held 1, 2, 3 world titles on July 28th. Am I right or wrong, Reggie? He was in possession of 3 world titles that people was out here saying that this man had all the leverage because he was a unified champion. They said that shit, y'all. They put it out there. I didn't put it out there. This man was defeated by Crawford, who is the current welterweight. So if this man is the current active welterweight undisputed champion, why do you want him to basically foreclose on a situation, do a short sale for no fucking reason? Why? It's still money to be made in 147 pounds. That's where the belts are at. Let me check y'all again on some bullshit. When the news came out that Keith Thurman was fighting Errol Spence at 154 pounds instead of Crawford, what did y'all say? Oh, that's pointless. Nobody want to see that. Why do you all want to see it now? Why do you want to see Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford at 54 if no straps are going to be involved? You said you didn't want to see Spence and Thurman at 154 for no belts. It didn't make no sense. Period. So why all of a sudden you want to see Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford? I can tell you why. Because you whining, snotty, mucus-driven, boogers dropping out your motherfucking grill, digging in your nose every chance you get. Y'all will never be satisfied with the situation. You won't accept the fact that Crawford whooped that man's ass, and he now has the authority to make all the decisions. Not only that, you know damn well he made some crucial decisions prior to July 29th. That's what put him in a position. Isn't that called very much intelligent thinking? Prior planning prevents piss poor performance. Do I not give you all the P's? I gave you all the P's. That's exactly what Crawford did. Proper preparation prevents piss poor performance. I gave you the P's, and y'all just don't care, man, because y'all think, hey, WCS is just up here talking about freaking Crawford and this, that, and the other, and all that. No, I'm telling you some real shit, bro. I don't want to put facts on the end of it because the way you receive it, you might be busy. You might be busy. I don't want to tell you facts and you be busy. You know what I'm saying? Because all them Z's and busy, you might not hear what I'm saying. But I agree with Steven Nelson. It's a waste of freaking time, bro. It's a waste of fucking time. I get it. I get it, Steven. I agree with you. Crawford is the reigning defending undisputed champion at 47. I done said that shit like 15 times already. How can you sit up here and attempt to evict that man out of his goddamn domain? You can't do that shit. You can't do that. You can't evict that man for which he earned. He is the king of the 147-pound division. Kneel before your king, goddammit. He is the king of the welterweight division. Period. It's funny how his arrow was at 147. Fine. Okay, I read that. It went from fight to being a funeral in less than 3 rounds. Facts. Facts. You know what I'm saying? Facts. And it's funny you say that, cause because I was in the comfort of my own home, and and I was trying my best when I was eating that fish not to drop any crumbs on my soup. But I knew it was gonna be a funeral. I was even up in front of the TV practicing this shit. I cracked open the Bible and I was goddamn talking as if I was in front of all the aerosexuals at one time. To all you bitches that are here today, what you've witnessed is reality. And it ain't shit you can do about it. Say, man, they couldn't do shit about it. The BOK Prime, hold up. I cannot speak of the past with BOK because it is pointless at this juncture. It is pointless for me to highlight BOK when that man earned his 39th victory, Reggie. That man earned his 39th victory on the prestigious streaming app, the BOK Prime. And not to mention, whether he made 8 figures or not, he got paid very, very well to go in there and put such a beating on Avanesian that his gloves start to fall apart. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he put the whooping on Avanesian, laid that man out. They had to bring defibrillators in there. He gave a show in front of his hometown of Omaha like he always do. Give that man some love. We are not talking about BOK Prime. What I tell you? This is grown man business. Yeah, it's right. It's grown man business. Bow! Boy, you scared as hell. Well, you scared as hell. You don't want to recognize that we're talking about the now there, Reggie. We're talking about the now. We're talking about now. The rematch. We ain't talking about BOK Prime. That was last year, dog. We're about to head into the back end of this year where everything got a little funky. You remember this time last year, right? You know what I'm saying? This was around the time where everybody felt that they was in negotiations. You know what I'm saying? Everybody was up here talking about what Crawford shouldn't get. You know what I'm saying? Everybody was saying that Crawford was moving funny, negotiating in bad faith this time last year. Oh man, he's being what he's saying? What was the word they love using? They use so many negative connotations, man. He wasn't being fair about the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? He was up here wanting too much. You know what I'm saying? He ain't did shit in boxing, so how can he out here wanting to negotiate for himself? Oh, no. They said Crawford didn't deserve shit. He didn't deserve anything. He didn't deserve transparency. He didn't deserve to look at the books. He didn't deserve anything. He should just do what Al Hammond told him to do. And when Crawford requested a face-to-face appearance, all of a sudden the West Wing needed assistance. You know what I'm saying? I commend Crawford for learning doing that. He did. He's been on record saying he learned from that situation, which that in itself, Reggie, means everything. Because that tells me he was willing to have the damn intestinal fortitude to go over there and make this fight happen. But this time last year, this man was in negotiations, bro. Because we know the fight fell out in October. The fight fell out. Negotiations fell out. That's when they could not accommodate Terrence Crawford with the year that he wanted to fight, which was 2022. So therefore, he had to remove himself from a negotiation process and convene at BOK Prime. But that is old news, man. That has since passed. It wasn't no fight for no undisputed over there. It wasn't no fight for undisputed. Period. It was just a local defense. He did it, and the rest is history. The comment directly above is an aerosexual learning a disability from community fanboy narrative. Damn. A rematch at 147 is silly. ASF only beat down fans want that. Nobody ain't trying to see, right? Listen, nobody's trying to see this right here. That guy. All right. The reason why is look, when you have these same fans that stream the fight, right? These same fans who was up here believing that Terrence Crawford was going to get his ass beat. We cannot deny, bro, that Terrence Crawford is the welterweight world champion, man. Let's just sit right there for a minute. You know what I'm saying? With cement shoes, bro. Just sit in place for a minute. The man is the undisputed holder. He is the king. At 147, how can people all of a sudden want him to be evicted and move to a higher weight class when he is the king at the 147-pound division? If that's not the most selfish thing, I don't know what is, because you're trying to say just one fight. Well, y'all down there telling Devin Haney just to leave Australia and don't defend the belts? No, he was contractually obligated, right? So Crawford is contractually obligated to select either 147 pounds or 154. Am I right or wrong? So if I'm right, and there's no way he can be wrong, I just want him to be at 154 pounds. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the man has the option to select. He's earned that position. You all just have to pass the word enough and get with those naysayers out there that just don't quite get it. Fuck it. We're not here to motherfucking babysit. Nigga, you follow boxing, you follow boxing. What the fuck do you want? If you follow the sport, you follow the sport. Just because you're not getting what you want, a lot of fighters don't get what they want. But check this out. You're not a part of the team, but you were a fan, and you did witness what went down inside that damn four corner dominion. You did see the slaughter happen right in front of your face. Yes, sir. You did think it was a horror movie. Yes, sir. I get it. I get it. Halloween is going to be different for you this year. I get it. I get it. Samar Warren on that. Peace and blessings, blood. Salute WCS. Certified stamp. The like button and support the grind. Yes, sir, my brother. Appreciate you pulling up on deck. The denial stage shouldn't last this long. The aerosexual self-esteem is at an all-time low. Do they even know what self-esteem is? Real talk. You're going to really put that responsibility on them to know what self-esteem is? I'm pretty sure some of these cats has hit me in the DMs and tell me, can you just talk about something different to build up my esteem, my self-esteem? I say, God damn it, it's self. That means you help yourself. You help build it up. Well, can you just talk about something that's healthy for me? I am. I'm going to continue to remind you all on what happened at July 29th and the fact that Steven Nelson said it'll be a waste of fucking time. They hope he turned down the fight at 147 because this man want to be greater. He want to move up 3 weight divisions and fight Canelo Alvarez. Come on, bro. That's good shit, bro. That's good shit right there. I had to, man. Tell the aerosexuals fair. It's whether the judge lost, take the second ass whooping and go find another fighter. Now, keep it clean, keep it clean. People report my channel. You know what I'm saying? Come on, keep it clean, keep it clean. See, one thing over here, we do know how to basically be casually offensive. You know what I'm saying? Yes, we know how to speak that and talk that. You know what I'm saying? Hey, that's what we do. I've seen you in multiple chats, even said something to you before. So the documentation is all there, sir. Damn, and no, it's just like I got a goddamn a whole sea bag full of receipts, man. I got a whole sea bag full of receipts. Dang, it's getting testy. These paint sniffers can say whatever they want at this point. It's literally make no difference, nor change the facts of the past. Talk that ish, man. Yes, sir. Talk that, man. Talk that. Let me let y'all listen to some audio that I believe is extremely important. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's very, very important. Let me allow you all to, look at Steven Nelson so you can know who he is with the savage shades on, because he said it's a waste of time. He hoping that Spence turned down the fight because it's a waste of time and what they witnessed Bud carry out on July 29th. It was too much. It was too easy. Shout out to Boxing Gems. I want to play some audio of his on what he said. This dude is on a whole nother level when it comes to breaking down fights. One of the levels that's untouchable, just like Terrence Crawford, when it comes to lacing up those gloves. Okay? Pay attention, y'all. Pay attention. He's about to break down some real shit for you.
The irony lies in the fact that Spence demonstrated superior technique when delivering power punches against Crawford compared to how he executed them against Ugas. During the Ugas fight, Spence resorted to a lot more reaching and lunging, as well as shifting forward, turning orthodox based on momentum momentarily. A riskier approach that would have made him an easier target for counters if he had employed it against.
Hold up. I'll have to freaking show you all this. I'm about to take this down because this is some good shit. You know what I'm saying?
Crawford, as even Ugas some success in those moments, but eventually the flat-footed high guard that Ugas chose to utilize gave away the fight to Spence. Team Crawford knew better. Timing the jab can consist of recognizing repetitive footwork rhythms. A lot of fighters have slower rhythmic steps as opposed to staying stationary. Both Spence and Crawford have these rhythms. Typically, a fighter with the back and forth rhythm will be vulnerable on the front step. Timing the jab typically means timing that front step. However, at the level of an undisputed fight between two pound-for-pound fighters, this concept should be overstood. Crawford knows how to time a jab, and he knows that Spence is waiting on that front foot to time him with the jab. So as soon as Crawford took that step on the front foot, he was ready to defend. Due to the understanding of timing and rhythms, high-level fighters use jab feints. Feints work to mask the intentions of committing to the jab on those rhythms and show your opponent's hand and force the defensive maneuver they'll use to block the jab. Pre-fight, we suggested the lack of jab feints from Arrow should be a major issue. For one, it made defending the jab much easier for Crawford. Crawford used blocks, catches, parries, pulls, reverse shuffles.
Let me stop right here, right? Does the way Boxing Gyms is beautifully breaking this shit down? Does it remind you on what we have, that's basically out here mongering amongst us? Does that look like the real Spencer to me? It look like he's doing just fine to me. And beautiful breakdown once again, very, very astute breakdown. You know what I'm saying? Very, very astute breakdown.
Full step backs, then eventually half step backs and a cross guard to virtually take away Arrow's jab.
How can a fighter that's cloned and weight drained throw that many jabs? Because you know, in the southpaw position, your jab is your right. You know what I'm saying? Your right piston. How can he throw that many jabs and he was weight drained? And this is going through several rounds per the film study. How is he able to throw that many jabs and make it off the canvas doing several knockdowns if he was weight drained? Wouldn't the weight drain allow him to be much more disorientated? Yes, I would believe so. Did you see how Bud just parried that jab? Spence do such the same thing all the time. He's predictable as hell. And Bud was up there parrying the jab with his motherfucking left hand. You know what I'm saying? He was doing it easy. Easy. He was doing that shit easy.
We wondered pre-fight how Crawford would respond to his first southpaw with a good volume jab. The lack of jab feints made it so Crawford didn't have to guess when Arrow would actually strike with the jab. In turn, we saw mastery of a more rare wrinkle in Crawford's game, which was the catch and counter jab. Crawford would simply jab with Arrow on that same timing rhythm while simultaneously catching or parrying Arrow's jab, and it worked to perfection.
Seemed like the only jab that I see that's landing and pushing the fighter back is Crawford landing that jab. He was sitting up there jabbing at the same time of Spence. That means boxing IQ wise that Crawford was thinking. You know what I'm saying? He understood what the curriculum was, and he was able to go in there and enforce that while making changes. You know what I'm saying? You have to give respect where respect is due. I mean, look at that beautiful jab, that piston jab that Crawford had. You know, that piston jab, man, was popping Spence's head back. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it was accurate, man. Target location was so simple.
Crawford has never lacked the boxing mind to know that feints are a necessity at the highest level. Unlike Spence, Crawford had tremendous success with the jab. Before the fight, fans would mistakenly talk about the better jab, citing the more consistent use of Arrow's jab. Perhaps Arrow has the better power jab specifically. However, the jab has a myriad of variations in which Crawford clearly has the better mastery. CompuBox, although severely flawed, had Crawford landing a ridiculous 42% of his jabs throughout the fight. This is even after crediting Crawford for only one jab in round one, which was laughable. If you rewind it, I showed 6 in this highlight package alone in the first round. Not only does Crawford have more variations of the jab, he also varies the way he delivers.
Yeah, I like how Boxing Jim said highlight package, right? This whole fight was a highlight package. This whole fight was a highlight package, real talk. This whole fight was a highlight package. You know what I'm saying? Great breakdown.
The jab. often breaking from that normal jab rhythm explained at the beginning of the video. What fight fans should have taken away from the jab battle was the difference between a good jab and a great lead hand. The jab was the X factor and ended up ultimately being the biggest reason for the non competitive demolition. It wasn't weight, it wasn't brain damage, it wasn't marijuana or alcohol or injury or any other ridiculous excuse. It was boxing skill and ability. Arrow virtually always uses a repetitive jab to initiate offense. Take Arrow's jab away, and he looks unrecognizable.
What was that again? You said unrecognizable. Did boxing gyms just say unrecognizable? And he attributed that to what? The boxing skills of Terrence Bud Crawford. He's pretty much talking about the implementation and how it all played out in the ring was due to the fact that Bud was the much more skilled fighter. Right or wrong? It's absolutely right. Regardless of what people want to have when they implement their when they enforce their selective amnesia, all you have to do is click on this video and it give you a breakdown on the visual and the audio. You know what I'm saying? It's giving you the breakdown of how it all played down, bro. The demolition was first and foremost, man, right there in front of you. Shout out to Boxing Gyms for that superb breakdown. You know what I'm saying? The man has the skills. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to this film study, god damn it. Real talk. W says, don't put them Coach Prime shades on. Yes, yeah, for real, right? You know what I'm saying? Hey, we believe over here. We believe, baby. You know what I'm saying? That's why I stayed up in the AM with Prime them, man. I say, come on, man, y'all can do it. Let's go, Colorado. Because I know the Georgia was gonna do what they had to do, but god damn it. Hey, you know what it is. You know what it is, bro. Unrecognizable. So is that why everybody is saying that don't look like the same Spence? See, Jessica, you on to something now. Okay. You keep on coming up with goddamn culpable evidence like that. I'm gonna sign you up to be the freaking lead prosecutor now. You keep on coming up with shit like that. I'm gonna put you in the court system. That's where you need to be, because then you can prosecute these aerosexuals. You know what I'm saying? We need more attorneys, the people that can come up with this evidence to prosecute them, because they continue to go out here and commit these criminal acts and saying that, oh, that wasn't him. That was a clone. Just the fame in Crawford's freaking, achievement, just denouncing it like it never happened. Yes, it did happen. And you need to acknowledge that shit, bro. Period. You need to acknowledge it. Point blank, period. um I think I had one. Well, understand, right? I'm just at an hour and a half. Understand one thing. This isn't going to stop anytime soon. And I don't think this is the last time we're going to hear Steven Nelson voicing his opinion on how he feels. You know what I'm saying? If they believe that, it's a waste of time, of course, they want to pursue bigger ventures to be greater, then I think Canelo is that fight. Now, I want to know if all these other people that are saying that Crawford's ducking Spence in the rematch is going to say Canelo's ducking Crawford if he continue to talk about this size thing. You know what I'm saying? He too small, I won't get credit for it. Well, prove to Crawford, because Crawford seemed to be a bit naive on what you're talking about. He's not really living up to that. You know what I'm saying? He's hearing what you're saying, but he's saying he's like, no, that's not the way my mentality works. You know what I'm saying? My mentality don't work like that. I don't catalog and map information to say, oh, I can't go in here and beat this dude. I think he's coming up there with the full intentions of taking your belts, Canelo. So if Canelo continue to say that he won't get no credit, I want you all to continue to keep that duck language going, especially for Canelo. You know what I'm saying? Because who's to say that it's something in boxing that's in place for years now that says a fighter cannot overstep their boundaries by challenging themselves to be great. Find out where it says in the boxing bylaws that that's a crime. Fine, we're talking about a sport that's not regulated, a sport that's not fucking regulated, but yet you want to prevent someone to move up in weight, to be greater, to solidify themselves as one of the best ever to do it. Not just based off an acronym. Not just based off an acronym. We're talking about actual recorded accolades, achievements. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. And look, he continued to record these achievements, and he's doing it at the right time. And it would be such an intriguing moment that a lot of people would tune in for that. So definitely, if Errol Spence, I'm saying this, I'm not sitting up here saying I want him to turn it down. I don't, you know. But if he's not confident about himself and continue to stay at 147 for the better interest of himself and his fans, more so his fans because they're lost, you know, just turn down the fight. Do it for yourself, because I don't want you to come in here bitching and complaining, talking about, it was so grueling. I had to make weight again. After Crawford told me he was gonna move up to 154, I had to make weight again. No. We heard you crying and whining the first time when you said it was a grueling negotiation and you had to give Crawford $1 million+ in concessions. You know what I'm saying? And he wanted a coin flip. And you know, in the rematch, whoever wins. That's the part I like. That's the part I like. I like that, Spence. You was there to agree before anybody won that fight July 29th that you and Crawford deemed the winner of this fight would be able to enact a rematch within 30 days, and the fact that they can choose 47 to 54. Errol Spence, you had the option, man, to basically be in the driver's seat. You had the option, bro. You had the options. But you left your keys in the motherfucking house and wondered why you could never get into the driver's seat. You couldn't get into the vehicle, dog. You did get in the vehicle. You up here going live, and nobody else knew you was going live. You didn't even know. I mean, come on, bro. Respect the fact that Crawford is where he's supposed to be, and you can't do nothing about it. And people, I'm not gonna stay on here too long. I just want to continue to massage the mental psyche of these aerosexuals and keep them attentive to what's out here, to tell them to stop acting conduct unbecoming. They know what happened July 29th. They understand that Crawford is a 147-pound champion. So stop going around here telling people information like you can make shit happen. You know, you ain't gonna make nothing happen. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna make shit happen. I thought you would have learned your lesson prior to July 29th, but no, y'all love being beat over the head. You know what I'm saying? I'm finding out a lot of you niggas was in the orphanage when you was younger. Real talk. You know what I'm saying? That's why you love dysfunctionality. You love getting slapped upside the head for nothing, just like Crawford did Spence. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to accept the fact that he lost fair and square. You want to say it didn't look like him. You want to say the man was weight drained. Now you want Crawford, who you didn't give a fuck about prior to July. You want him to now sit up here and listen to what y'all have to say and make everything cool to move up to a higher weight class just so you can see if Spence has enough to go in there and make it competitive. No, that's not the way it works, man. You know what I'm saying? Do unto others as you have others do unto you. Or should I say unto others as you would have others say unto you. I don't know. Somebody help me. For real. Until next time, man, shout out to the hottest chat in the MFing game. A-Side Official. Peace. I'm out.
jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports.